Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the Extreme Z battle for the LR Trunks and Goten unit. So this is the Trunks Kid and Goten Kid, the budding warrior LR, and this is their Extreme Z battle for their LR Extreme Z Awakening. Now, as always, continues unallowed, items are not allowed, you can only use units of one name type, and you're going to need to focus on the required categories. It's Super Tech or Extreme Tech, Gifted Warriors, and of course with all Legendary Awakenings, you need to have the Legendary Power Link active to do increased damage. As always, you will receive some AGL Grand Kais, and you will also receive 30 Dragon Stones as well once you complete the Extreme Z battle. It's 10 stages, 3 stones per stage. In terms of, just the unit themselves, they are pretty, well, they get a pretty nice upgrade. Overall, their EZA looks pretty good. They have obviously a keep 5 to 10 randomly at the start of turn. They also have attack and defense of 150% when performing a super attack, with an additional 50% if it is a ultra super attack, so that's a great change for them. Medium chance of evading the enemy's attack as well. They also have a 50% chance for either SS1 Gotenks or SS3 Gotenks on their 18 key, which is pretty good, and they can raise their defense by 30% for one turn or greatly raise both their attack and defense. There's a bit of randomization with this unit, which is always something that's quite interesting. Before anyone asks for this unit, just a reminder, and you can see they put it down here down below. The flying Nimbus medal can be obtained multiple ways. There's the ability to buy it from the Bubba shop, that's the easiest way with battlefield currency, or you can do trials. So trials you can find here under the missions tab. They're the same place where you find the special Supreme Kai orbs for the Vegito, the strength LR Vegito, and if you go to the events tab, you will also find that they are flying Nimbus tokens. These are what you can use to awaken these guys to an LR level, or alternatively you can buy them from the shop for treasure. So that's pretty much it, just in terms of the unit and everything like that. But yeah, pretty much where you can find them. So yeah, beyond that, the unit themselves, pretty interesting. Obviously there's a mission involved for clearing stage 7 as always. That'll give you 3 bonus stones. As you can see, they start immediately immune to stunning. So in terms of team build, the Gifted Warriors category's got a couple routes you can kind of go with this. So what we'll do is we're just going to do a Terrifying Conquerors lead with the World Tournament Demon King Piccolo. You can do quite a large variety of units. You can use the Freezer, you can use the AGL Freezer, you can use a powerful comeback team with the Int Vegeta and focus solely on Vegeta based units. You can use whichever team you feel is great for you. Just remember, you want to maximize the amount of LRs, and I'll talk about my optimal team that I use just now. But for now, I'm just going to show you the standard starting kind of team you can make. This team will get you through, although very slowly. So this team will achieve all the requirements, but it's going to take forever, mainly because you have only one LR, so you can't activate the LR link. The team itself is very safe from damage, so you will eventually kill the boss, but you just, you're gonna take forever, basically. Ideal units, obviously Freezers, Vegetas, those are kind of your main units. Gotens, Trunks. Ideally you want to have as many tech units as possible. I find the extreme side is a bit better overall, just in terms of build and functionality, but there's so many different ways you can kind of cut this one. If you look, you've got the Resurrected Warriors lead Vegeta. That's who we're going to use as a friend lead for this team build. It's a very strong team, very good defensively. It doesn't do a lot of damage because you only have one LR, but the team itself is very, very strong, and you can see that's what we're kind of utilizing here. You can use the Freezer as a lead if you want to as well. He is 130% type lead. Like I said, the issue here is just the damage. Remember, all typings are viable, so you don't have to just stick to tech. That's just the play it safe kind of functionality that you can go with, but you can utilize a whole bunch. I would refrain from strength. The only real strength units are like the LR SS4 Vegeta and stuff like that, and just realistically I just don't see the benefit in running strength. Yeah, so I would, Int is pretty good. You've got the powerful comeback Vegeta and stuff like that. Physical's okay, you've got the worthy rivals Vegeta, but your best bet is going to be running a Sworn Enemies team. And that's actually the team that I'm going to show you after this. So that's the best team I could make, and I feel like it is the best team overall, just because it's got the widest range of LRs from which to choose from. You've got Frieza LRs, you've got you've got the Demon King Piccolo LR, and I feel like they're all very, very strong. Possibly powerful comeback is maybe the best. If you use the Int Vegeta, you can utilize quite a few LRs, the Int Vegeta, the AGL Martian Vegeta, all pretty powerful units as well, that are quite useful and pretty good. The Int Extreme Vegeta into Goku exchange unit also counts as well, so you could utilize quite a few strong units there to clear this. I wouldn't necessarily say this is the hardest Extreme Z battle for an LR unit, but I would definitely say that finding the right combination of LRs is probably where you're going to struggle with the most. Like I said though, powerful comeback is probably your best bet, or worthy rivals, but powerful comeback lets you use the extreme Int Vegeta, whereas worthy rivals just let you use the SSBE Vegeta alongside the physical Angel Vegeta and the Martian Vegeta, which are okay, but just maybe not necessarily the best options. But yeah, there's plenty of decent options for you to utilize, so don't feel like you're pressured into using X unit or anything like that. There's multiple team builds. I'll show you my favorite one that I used. I don't have the SSBE Vegeta, so this was my favorite team build, but you can design your own however you want. I'll then also show a different kind of nerfed team build that I used to beat the stage. As you can see, immune to sealing, immune to stunning, all types are still effective though, so that is something that's very, very helpful. You'll see we're obviously at stage 10 now, so we've done the mission for level 7. Very, very straightforward again, and easy and simple. This is the team I've been using. It is a Terrifying Conquerors / Planet Namek Sworn Enemies team. Ideally you want to use the LR AGL Frieza as your lead. I haven't been, just to test out kind of limits of things and all of that. But essentially you'd run double LR AGL Freezers, you'd use the World Tournament Piccolo to link up with the one Freezer, you'd use a floating Int Vegeta into Goku exchange unit to kind of link up with the other Freezer, or you could just leave him there, probably. And yeah, you just do huge damage and your team is perfectly fine. And none of these units really take that much damage from Goten and Trunks, so that would be my ideal team. We are going to adjust it slightly, so we're going to put the Tech Transforming Frieza as lead, just because that obviously covers all extreme type units. We're then going to switch out 2 of our LRs for Vegetas that only fall under one leader skill, so that is the Martian Vegeta and the SS2 Vegeta. Neither of them are on the Sworn Enemies or Planet Namek, so they only fall under one leader skill. So I'm trying to show you the bare minimum you can get away with here. And then we're going to run the Int support Frieza as well. So this is like, maybe not the bare minimum, but this is probably the closest we can get to running this team nicely. The bare minimum pretty much would be running a full Terrifying Conquerors free-to-play team with a whole bunch of Ginyu Force units, and the World Tournament Piccolo as lead, and then maybe running the LR AGL Frieza. I'll maybe do that in a separate video. I don't know, just kind of feels like that could be a possibility. But until then, let's just run this team. It's a very solid kind of amalgamation of units, and then we can kind of see how everything goes from there. Obviously, you want to kind of arrange to have your LR Demon King Piccolo linked up with your AGL LR Frieza friend. That's going to be the #1 combination. So you need to pair them up as quickly as possible. That's really going to be where you shine. Then what you want to do is you want to have on the second rotation, you want to have Golden Frieza, and you want to have the Tech Transforming Frieza. You want to have them paired up so that they can do decent damage, and they're just very tanky. Tech Transforming Frieza is going to be able to keep you healed up as well, which is very, very good. Then you want to push both Vegetas onto floating. Both Vegetas are not part of a category here, so they're actually missing one lead entirely, which isn't great. You do want to get the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta to super attack. That will help build his defense. And then you basically want to have the third form Frieza floating as well. He'll provide some decent buffing to the rest of the rotation, along with also being okay defensively after he fires off a couple super attacks. So that's generally what we want to run here. It's pretty much the best kind of situation that we can be in. The Frieza is going to do the most damage overall, the AGL LR Frieza. Especially if you get him as 18 key, he'll be fine. You can use the Tech Orbs from Demon King Piccolo to heal up. You can also use the Transforming Frieza's passive heal you up quite a bit. So you shouldn't be too bad off just in terms of the stage. Some units are going to take some damage, but it's not really the absolute end of the world. You should be able to beat the boss before you end up in that trickier situation. Demon King Piccolo, obviously, he transforms every single time that he faces him because they're both Dragon Ball Seeker category units. Try and prioritize getting orbs with them. The orbs can do decent damage, but they also heal as well, so it does help out quite a bit. And then you obviously have the AGL Frieza as well, who is just a fantastic unit and it's gonna do a lot of damage. So yeah, overall, honestly wasn't too bad. There's quite a few team compositions you can make here, so don't feel pressured to make this exact team composition. Don't feel pressured to run a certain team or anything like that, or a full tech team or anything. You can run pretty much anything you want as long as they're under the appropriate leader skills, and as long as you have the 2 LRs, they can do a ton of damage. I just prefer having Frieza because Frieza himself does huge damage, and we have his active skill, which helps quite a lot. So you'll see his active skill next turn. That's really going to just basically end the whole fight for us. So yeah, for me, I don't know, I just prefer Frieza just because of that sheer amount of damage that he does do. But it's not, like I say, it's not mandatory to have him. You can build your team Vegeta orientated, that'll work more than fine. There are plenty great Vegeta units, so feel free to do that and you'll be more than fine. You'll be able to do plenty of damage. You could even try a Trunks and Goten build, but the only problem is there's just not enough LRs to make that team work properly, I would say. So yeah, but that's about it. I mean, like I said, it's pretty straightforward, this stage. I don't think we have any real issues or anything like that. So yeah, you can see the active skill. I'm gonna do some big damage as well, and we're gonna be able to hopefully finish them off with it, and then we get the cool KO screen as well. So the active skill does a huge amount of damage. So yeah, there we go. Easy peasy. KO screen as well, so very, very successful run. Obviously after this you should have all the medals, and then you can easy A them, and then you should have a pretty good time. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. There's nothing too much more to say. Obviously, you could continue to farm this, I guess, if you had the optimal team, but I don't really see the point. And yeah, their easy A looks pretty solid. I would say they definitely are much better. So like, I would say that if you do have them, they are well worth the time, and I'm going to be easy A-ing mine, and we're going to take a look at how well they do as well. I think they are a pretty dope unit. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it from me. There's nothing else more to cover. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like or leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. But until then, bye!